Hey, Prize Picks family. Zach Wright here, and I want to tell you why I want to be an attendee at the Prize Picks World Championships. First and foremost, shout out to Cody and to Charlie, the best reps that exist in the VIP world, and to the Word Painter for creating this amazing platform and opportunity for us to not only win money, but have fun in a unique and new way. So let me tell you a little bit about why I believe that I'm the person that should go to this event. I have probably one of the most hurtful losses in the history of Prize Picks, and it occurred on my twin 4-year-old boy's birthday. We were having their birthday party at a trampoline park, and in that trampoline park, there's a birthday party room with a TV. And just so happened that I was able to stream onto the TV with about four of my friends. My friends and I, we have this chat called Prize Pick Degenerates, and we share each other's picks and we tail them, and we often lose, but sometimes we do win. And in this specific instance, we were all in the same room watching the same game to see the same result in hopes that we would all win together, while of course celebrating my boy's birthday. Unfortunately for us, that was not how this turned out. Let me tell you a little bit more about why. The first thing that actually happened was we were going to watch the fifth and sixth people on that pick hit their marks. The fifth person, which was a combination of Jamar Chase and I believe Malik Neighbors, actually hit immediately before we got a chance to go back in the room and watch it. The last person was Andy Dalton. And I'm going to show you some examples of what occurred when we put our trust in Andy Dalton. And so the first thing that you'll see here is just on September 29th, 2024, we were at my twin boys, Mario and Luigi's fourth birthday party. You can see here, the TV was on the Carolina game as we were singing happy birthday. And you can see here my three other friends were watching the football game with me, who is not in the picture. As we progress, let's talk a little bit about what the pick actually was. All we needed was Andy Dalton to hit over 230 yards in passing. The Prize Picks Degenerate group that I mentioned before is a combination of four of my good friends, and we constantly talk about Prize Picks and share picks. And the potential earnings that day, $20,000 across 15 different lineups. Now, I'll admit, a lot of those were my picks, and you can see this exact pick here was mine. And I tend to pick a few core players and sprinkle them into other people. So everybody else in my lineups hit. I must have had 15 5 out of 6s that day. And all I needed was a few more yards from Andy Dalton. So as we're watching this, we're all pretty excited because we got into the fourth quarter. Andy Dalton was at 200 passing yards. They were losing. So of course he had to throw the ball. Fourth quarter starts to tick away. Nothing starts to change. And then we see the end of the game. We're incredibly close to the yards. And you can see here that on the last play of the game, Andy Dalton scrambles to throw the ball away. Doesn't try to pass it to anybody, doesn't try to do anything, but instead doesn't achieve the yards that we need. And we're all sitting in this room just having sung happy birthday to my twins. And we all start screaming obscenities and we're all angry on a day that we should be pretty happy. And all the wives and all the kids were looking at us and we had to play it off like, oh, no big deal, just a terrible play. But it was heartbreaking because we're all sitting in this room together, huddled on a couch, watching this game, thinking this is the moment we get to all scream together, enjoy, and win in person together, not just on a text message, which we've done a few times. And so as we progress towards the end of that, Andy Dalton again ends at 220 yards. This is absolutely heartbreaking because a few of my lineups had him at 222, some had him at 230, and I just needed a few more yards to hit a few wins. But alas, I couldn't. We then progress into what occurs next. In our group, lots of hate towards Andy Dalton. He ruined the day. He's become a running joke in our group, and we often now refer to him as the redhead that cost us a bunch of money. And again, to remind you, you can see us all standing there watching. And these are just a few samples of some appropriate text messages that we've sent out since losing with Andy Dalton. The best part, and the part that makes us deserve this, is our wives got into it. And so in our other text message groups with our wives in it, they start to ask, who's Andy Dalton? Because we start talking about him all the time and referencing him in such a negative connotation. So then they start to look, they Google him, and then they start to make fun of him, not because of what he lost, because they really have no idea, but because of what he looks like. And this then turns into a running joke with our entire friend group, wives included, and it's become quite a bit of fun to kind of talk about and to lean into a bit more. So why should you choose me? Because I need a chance for redemption. I need to not pick Andy Dalton, and I need a chance to win big, to put food back in my kids' mouths, and to redeem myself in front of my family, my wife, and bring home some money. I'm a huge Prize Picks fan. I'm not a huge Andy Dalton fan. Please choose me for the World Championships. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you.